But I want you to light your joint, take a real good shit, screw your wig on tight. And let me tell you about the little bad motherfucker called Dolomite.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Big Ball Vlogs, and we're at the range today testing out the new, my new FN 545. Did a couple videos, some shorts on it. Got it out to the range. I wanted to run it. I've actually been running this ring for, at least the last 3 or 4 range sessions. I probably got about 200 rounds to it. I went out of my comfort zone and picked up the FN 545 because I wanted to try something different. Easy way to get clicks. And the easy way to get, a lot of views is to kind of dispute or, go against the grain. And everybody knows when it comes to Glock, there's that Glock perfection. So I could easily come out here and talk about this gun and spin it in a way that makes you think that for some reason I think that this gun is better than Glock, and put a clickbaity title up and have you click on it. And I'm not even going to do that. And I know you guys think that, a lot of guys want 45 ACP because
they want a 45. The killer had a 45. They want a 45.
But no, I started up with 9mm, and I don't know. I just wanted to try a 45, and my first 45 was a Ruger P45, and I absolutely loved it. I think I like the cartridge over the 9mm. For some reason, I just shoot better with the 45 ACP. And, over time, it's become my favorite cartridge. It got a little bit more expensive to shoot, and guys who shoot 45 regularly, when it gets kind of expensive, shoot 9mm. Guys who shoot 9mm, when it gets expensive, shoot 22, So, I kind of, went away from it. And one of my carry guns, which I have back on the bench, is a Glock 30 SF. Yeah, I wanted to try another full-size 45. Like I said, I had the Ruger P45. I had Kimber Custom Classic, and I think I had another 45 of a different manufacturer brand. Always keep one in my collection. And this is my latest greatest because I don't have anything current. My Gen 3, my Glock is a Gen 3. And this is like, I think with releasing the last year or so. And I wanted to try something new. I want to try something different. I also fell in love with FN, just kind of handling them way back when the FNX 45 Tactical came out. I absolutely love the gun. And I actually think that this gun, for some reason, feels a little bit different than that one. I remember holding the FNX 45 Tactical and feeling that was a really big gun, unless I just gotten used to it. But all I said, let's just get into the gun and just talk about it. So first off, I'm going to be out here taking a couple shots in between, me talking about it and kind of give you my opinions on the gun. And whether or not you want to go out and buy it is up to you. But for me personally, when I bought this gun, I am the budget shopper. If you don't follow me on Big Ball Vlogs, I'm out here looking for the deal. So for me personally, it was a stretch to get this gun because this gun was about 150 more than the Gen 5 Glock 21 MOS. And when I called the FFL and said, give me a quote, I was like, you know what? Let's go with the FNX. Let's go with the FN 545 because I've always wanted one. Let's try it out. And, I'm happy with it. Like I said, I'm not going to talk down about this gun, and you'll never get me on camera talking down about a Glock. But I want to kind of get you guys who are probably thinking about doing the same thing, going out and buying a new 45, the information that might help you when it comes to cost, when it comes to form, fit, and finish, and all that other stuff to make you make that decision. Because it was a really hard decision for me to pick this gun over the Glock 21 MOS. So let's just talk about it. First off, this gun, is a little bit more expensive. Like I said, it's about $800, $850, wherever you're at. And the one that's the tactical version is about $1,000. So if you're like me, you're thinking, what am I getting out of that $1,000, that additional cost? Because, if you go out and buy a Smith & Wesson 45, Gen 2, M&P Gen 2, you're probably going to spend like $300 less. I think personally, for me, the FN has the name behind it, and that, you're paying for Kimber, you're paying for FN, you're paying for CZ, whatever top of line competition pistol out there. You're paying for that name, and of course, all of these guns have the reputation of a manufacturer behind them, so they're not the off-brand. They're not like the Canics when they first came out. All these guns came out, and had a show and prove themselves, and I think FN, over time has proven that it is a reliable gun. Let's take a couple shots real quick. So reliability, as you can see, it runs all day. Like I said, I put about 200 rounds through it so far. This is probably another 100 rounds that I'm finished up this box, and I have yet to have a single failure. If you're buying this gun thinking that it's going to be, a better shooter or, some stuff like that, consider, looking at like the M&P series, because when it comes to the fit and finish, the finish on the slide, the cuts in it, the features, it really is close. The thing that impresses me the most is the fact that it has ambi everything. I am new to this new age gun, and none of my guns have ambidextrous this or that because I'm right-handed instead of wrong-handed. But this gun has ambi slide release, it has ambi magazine drop, and I kind of like that because now I can come out here and practice with my offhand and get some shots in to, you know, and practice, you know, manipulating those controls with my left hand, which I never really did with my other guns. So I like that. It comes cut for an optic. Right now I'm running this, like I said, I do reviews, I do budget reviews. I'm running this American Epsilon, you know, like a sub $100 optic. It's also been running, I mean, for 200 rounds on top of this 45, it's been running, keeping its accuracy, no issues at all. Has a, you know, solar panel on top like the more expensive Holosuns. And also, I mean, the capacity on this one, depending on where you live, you can get this with an 18 round magazine, or the magazines that came with this were two 15 round magazines. And for a 45 ACP, like I said, for this size with 15 rounds, it's a bit heavy. But I was actually surprised to see that it's not that much bigger than my Glock 30 SF. And, you know, it's got more capacity, it's got 5 more rounds. So that was a plus for me. So I know a lot of guys, let me get a couple more shots in. I'm clicking this thing, boy. So I know a lot of guys are into, you know, things like trigger pull, right? So let's just do that, because I think if there's anything that I can brag about with the FN, is the fact that this thing has a trigger pull that is amazing. All right, gun empty. All right, so I'm not a trigger snob. I've shot Glocks, and, you know, Glocks don't have the best triggers, and, you know, when you play around them, they can get even worse. But I got to tell you, if there was anything to brag about with this FN, it's got to be the trigger. I know a lot of you guys see this on other videos, so I'm going to do it for you just for the purpose of, you know, showing you how this works. The take up on this is really short. It's about that far. It's about as much as you need to disengage the trigger safety, about that much. And then once you get past that trigger safety, there's the wall right there, right? So when you click that, oh, you heard it, it goes off. Like, it's the wall and it's a click. It is very crisp. It is very tight. There's no movement to it. And then the reset on that, which I'll do again, I'll try to do it with one hand so you can see it, is very short and very tactile. So if I do the reset right here, let's see if you can hear this with the microphone. That's the reset. The reset is just as far as it takes for that trigger safety to disengage. That is the part that I like about the FN. I'm so used to shooting Glocks. I'm so used to dealing with that trigger. Like I said, my Glock 30 probably has about a 1/4 inch take up, and then, you know, it's got a decent break, and, you know, everybody talks about the grittiness. I ain't into all that, but that is one thing that I'm fully impressed with the FN. I know a lot of guys, when I was talking about like the M&P, they were like, hey, I don't like the trigger. I don't have a problem with the M&P trigger, but I really do like the trigger on the FN 545. So, you know, all of that, I mean, cost-wise, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the purchase, but I'm going to tell you, for somebody who's a little bit more, you know, budget conscious, I mean, you could probably get more bang for your buck from a different type of gun. I mean, you can get an M&P, you can get a Glock, you can probably get a whole bunch of different off-brand types of 45s. This one is for the guy who wants that bragging rights of owning an FN, right? Exactly the same reason why the guys will go out and buy the FN 45 Tactical, knowing that they can't get a suppressor, knowing that they can't get this, they can't get that for it. They go out and buy it because it's tactical, right? It's tactical. And this gun is very cool. I will say that. I will give it that. For $800, man, I think I could have probably been happy with the Glock 21 MOS in about, I don't know, 500 rounds of 45 ACP ammunition. That's just the way I think about it. If I want to spend the extra cost, I want it to do something for the gun. If I'm not going to spend the extra cost, I'm going to go out and buy ammunition with it. And you know how much ammunition is costing these days. So yeah, I've never really named any of my firearms, but this bad boy right here for the thumbnail is called, hence the startup title, because, you know, it's a big badass weapon that I really do like. This gun is a beast. I mean, I'm actually, like I said, I've had history with these just by shooting. Some, you know, people at the range will let me shoot their FNXs. I played with a couple at the range. I mean, at the gun store, you know, the 509s, and I was like, man, I like it, but not enough to make me jump ship on the Glock, and definitely not enough to make me change loyalty to FN. But with that said, man, you know, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting the channel, and if you like the sound, go on over to Big Ball Vlogs, because I'm actually doing another video on this new microphone set that I got, which seems to be doing quite well. So talk to you later. Peace.